Welcome to the 1204. I remember a few years ago, well, actually over 10 years ago, I remember having a conversation with my mates. And I remember saying to them that women with smelly vaginas, they can't smell their vaginas. It's almost like somebody whose house has a unpleasant odor. Now, because he or she lives in that house 24/7, they are not going to be able to smell the smell. But when you walk in from the outside, you can smell it because sometimes your nose can get used to something. I assumed a woman's vagina was like that. And part of the reason why I thought that is because where is the shame? Because if women can actually smell the foul stench that lingers between their legs, then where is the shame? How are you not ashamed? Let me tell you something. When I use the toilet, if I do a number two, you best believe nobody is coming into that toilet until the smell has gone. There better be a window in that toilet so I can bust those windows open. I also pour a bucket of water into the toilet as well as flushing the toilet. You pour a bucket of water down the toilet, and that helps with getting rid of the smell. Now, even though feces having a foul odor is actually natural, I am very uncomfortable with somebody smelling my feces. I am actually ashamed. I have shame when it comes to somebody smelling my feces. Listen, you won't even smell the 1204 fart. You won't even hear the 1204 fart because of shame. But yet you have women out here who don't mind getting butt naked, having sexual intercourse with a man, whilst their vaginas is stinking. And that's why, once upon a time, I assumed that actually women can't actually smell the foul smell that lingers between their legs. Just like somebody can't smell that their house has a dodgy odor because they're always in it. I honestly believe that women couldn't smell that because if they could smell that, why would they take off their clothes and agree to have sex with somebody if they know they stink? But that's because the women have no shame. They have no shame. And if I'm being honest, I actually blame men for this. Because there are a lot of men out there who would not only stick their penis in a vagina that stinks, but they will stick their tongue in a vagina that stinks. And because there is so much men out there who are willing to have sex and even put their mouth between a woman's legs that stink, why would she sort out the foul odor that lingers between her legs? if there is men out there that is willing to put their mouth on it. So men are actually the reason women stink. It's because there are not enough men out there like myself who is going to, with the slight hint, who is going to abort mission immediately. Men are not aborting mission immediately. There are men out there letting women literally sit on their faces. Women who stink. I'll never forget, there was this chick I was, well, I wanted to say I'm messing with because that was the first and last time. I remember my friend, he had done a thing with her. And when it was my turn to do a thing with her, I remember him telling me, by the way, she stinks, you know. And I thought to myself, mate, she could not smell that bad because you have fucked her so many times. So she could not be that smelly. Little did I know, he was telling the truth. It was, up to today, I rank her with number one of the stinkiest woman I've ever been with. It was pungent, it was repulsive, it was disgusting. Now, that was in 2009, that was 11 years ago. And I still remember that, 15 years ago. And I still remember that smell vividly. It was potent and it was fishy. It stunk up the whole room. Never smelled anything like it. And would you believe that this broad actually asked me to go down on her? And when I, politely declined, she reminded me that I was lucky to be in that position because there are so many men out there who have been begging her to eat her vagina. Now, this is somebody who obviously has a stinking vagina, who knows she stinks. But the reason why she was very confident is because there are so many men out there who will dismiss the smell as long as they get some action. Maybe men like the smell. Who knows? I definitely couldn't do that. And whenever I have the conversation with a lot of women about the foul stench that lingers between their legs, they always turn it back on myself, telling me that I must be gay. I should get with a man. Telling me that it's a vagina. It's not supposed to smell of roses. Telling me I'm childish. I need to grow up. Listen, that is rubbish. You are not supposed to smell like that woman. And then when I advise these women that actually I know women out there who smell like water, who smell of nothing. And the reason why I use that reference about smelling of water is because water doesn't have a smell. Well, unless you're talking about sewage water, but we're talking about fresh bottled water doesn't have a scent. So therefore, these women smell like water, don't have a scent. And I've been told I'm lying, that every woman has a scent, and stop pretending, I'm gaslighting, blah, 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 blah. Every woman doesn't have a scent. Now, the majority of women do have a scent, especially in the Western world. And I spoke about that on a previous channel as well. It's all of that sex they're having, unprotected sex. A lot of women in the Western world don't douche because they've been advised by some kind of female doctor who more than likely stinks herself, who is telling them, listen, this is self-cleaning. Don't do nothing to it. It's gonna clean itself. And you're just there rotting away between your legs. And the doctor also stinks as well. The blood clot. And this is why I have a love for Latina women. And I'm not talking about you Latina women in America, because I'm pretty sure you chicks stink as well. Because, listen, a lot of, and this is what people don't realize, yeah? The third world chicks, women in these third world countries, are going to be more hygienic than the Western woman. Think about it. Like, for example, I spoke about this on my previous channel. In Nigeria, now, if you go to like the villages or whatever, so tissue is a luxury. So because a lot of people are not going to have tissue, what do they do to clean their asses? They wash it. Wiping something with tissue is not clean. With a dry piece of tissue is not clean. Think about it. If you're eating, let's say, a curry, and you spill some curry on the table, you're not just going to wipe it with a dry piece of cloth and leave it like that. Now, you might wipe it with a dry piece of cloth, then you're going to add some liquid down, and you're going to wipe it with another dry piece of cloth. You have to bring liquid into the situation. You can't just dry with a piece of tissue. Now, if you're going to do that, yeah, over a bit of curry, why would you do any different to feces in your anus? You can't just wipe with a dry piece of cloth. If you won't do that to some curry on the table or to a bit of ketchup on the table, just wipe with a dry piece of cloth, why would you do that to your ass? Bottom line is women are unhygienic and they have no shame because men don't mind. But if men actually, did not turn a blind eye and we actually call this nastiness out, I bet you these women will sort out their pussies. But yeah, that's me now. I'm gonna go now. I've made I'm having a cheat day today. I've made Jamaican style chicken foot with Jamaican dumplings. So I'm gonna eat that right now. Peace.